Hey everyone, Cary here with Ask Kolat, presented by RUDIS. If you have any questions, please leave them at the bottom of this video or tweet them at me or email RUDIS and they'll get them to me. The question I have this week is summer wrestling. Season's over and now we're in that summertime phase, and the question people always ask me is how much training and the general question you get. Look, here's what I'm going to say. When you talk about training, I think we're talking about kids who are getting into their sophomore, junior year in high school, and then you start prepping for college if that's the ultimate plan. And by that point, you kind of have an idea based on your results and what you're going to do, where you're going to be, whether you're going to be D1, D2, D3, whatever it may be. And you start to hit that training phase of your career. But anything below that, especially at the youth level, middle school, there's no such thing as training anymore at that point. Here's what I tell people. My summer, I was on the mat 2-3 days a week at a freestyle club when I was a kid. And, I went and had fun. We had fun. I'd wrestle some tournaments in the summer, but it was a lot of times I can remember being, going to practice and a bunch of the guys saying, yeah, we're going to a tournament next week. There's, it was a freestyle event. And I'd say, yeah, I'm going to go. I'll jump in there with you guys. Didn't cut weight, wrestled whatever I weighed. I was on the mats, I wasn't out sprinting. I wasn't out, running stairs. I was just rolling around and wrestling and having fun with my buddies and competing in events that, wrestled whatever I weighed. I wasn't caught up on whether I was going to lose if I went there. I didn't even think of those things. I just went and wrestled and had a good time. And, that's kind of how I feel about summertime. That's, you shouldn't be in some phase that is grinding you out until you get to that upper level, that higher age group, and things at that point are going to start to get a little more serious. I find it a little crazy sometimes when people ask me how much training they do in the summer. Well, 10 years old, don't do any training in the summer in terms of peaking for something. Just go to a club and roll around. When I say go to a club and roll around, it should be learning phase, man. Summer's learning phase. I always get the question, how come I didn't win Fargo? So I never went to Fargo. I wrestled in the summer, but I didn't go to Fargo. I didn't have it take away from my summer competitions. And look, for some extent, I didn't need to, right? I was having success. I didn't need to go to Fargo. If you are looking to be recruited and you haven't achieved success yet, that may be something you need to do. But I just felt like I needed the summer off. I needed a break phase. I remember taking a month off, clearly, every year when I was a kid, a month off that was just, I just rode bikes and did whatever I wanted to do. And sometimes that didn't make my dad happy, he wanted me, he thought I should go to Fargo. I just never felt I needed to go. And so I didn't do it. That doesn't mean it may not be right for you, but I'm really probably speaking to some of these crazy dads that are out there saying, kids 10, 11, and all of a sudden you're going to do all these summer events, and it's hard now, right? You feel pressured. And that's one thing, don't cave to the pressure. Just because you see a bunch of people wrestling, they're going to the quad, or they're going to getting 15 dual meets in with their club. Don't get sucked into that, man. It's that continually progressing your wrestling and learning, knowing when to train, when to be in shape, when to be getting stronger, when to be, and when to just enjoy yourself and continue to enjoy wrestling. So be careful this summer with what you do. If you're a dad and you're helping your kid, be careful what you do. If you're an athlete, sometimes you got to know when to take a break too. So, all right, keep them coming, and I'll see you all next week.